Welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about unit rate and applying it to solving a given table or a given kind of mini word problem here. So first of all, unit rate refers to the fact that we're creating kind of like a level playing field. If we have a bunch of data, all with different measurements and different comparisons, unit rate can be useful because we can kind of set them all to the same standard. Specifically, with unit rate, we're talking about out of one or per one unit. Hence unit rate. To do this, to accomplish this, we can simply divide, set up a fraction and divide out by the denominator. And in this case, we're going to take a look at 4 different families. And we want to see who had the fastest traveling speed. Obviously, we don't want to just jump to whoever went the furthest because you could have been traveling at a different speed, etc. So to do this, we're going to set up ratios for each one. And as I was saying earlier, you can't clearly compare this as is right now. Maybe you could do some type of mental maneuvering, but to really accurately gauge them or accurately rank them, we really have to set this all out of, or find the unit rate for each one, which would be saying how fast or how far they went per hour. So for the first example, they went 120 miles in 4 hours, which would be an average speed of, this you can do in your head, 30 miles per hour. For the second example, we went 200 miles in 6 hours, dividing that, 6 into 200. We're looking at, that's 33, and this is going to be repeating 18 and 2 and 2. So around, we'll call it 33.3. It's really 33.3 repeating miles per 1 hour. I'm just going to write mph. Again, we're writing these out of 1, so we can now compare them. 3 into 105 will also divide out. Pretend this is book 1 and we don't have our calculator. And that's going to be nicely 35. And last one's going to be a little tricky. 2.5 or 2.5 into 90. We can make this 25 into 900 if we multiply both by 10. 25 goes into 90 3 times. That's 75, leaving 15. 50, we're looking at 36. Okay, so right now we still haven't answered a question, but we can at least set them all to the same standard. All of these values on the right represent a unit rate. It's how fast they were, or their average speed, if you want to think of it like that, per 1 hour, rather than out of 4, and out of 6, and out of 3. These are all out of 1 hour, so now we can rank them. And we didn't really have a question here to look at, but let's pretend it said something like who was traveling at the fastest rate, or something like that, who had the fastest average speed, and it would be very easy to compare 4 numbers, the Smith family. So the Smith family was going the fastest. Griffin was very close at 35, but they were going 36 miles per hour as compared to the rest of them. They were all below that. So again, with unit rate, we're talking about comparisons or finding a denominator out of 1. Simply set up a ratio or a rate, a comparison of the 2 measurements, and divide. Be careful with lining up. If it's not organized like this, be careful that your units line up. Notice how we had miles up top and hours in the bottom in each case. Okay, thank you guys for watching this video on unit rate.